I love this album. I've had it on repeat since it came out. I think compared to her 2 previous albums, it's much more complex.
I've noticed more dads engaged in picking up their kids. I've noticed more dads at the playground. I've noticed a big shift in the way that dads expect to be invited in and sort of shoulder the load of primary caretaking. And I think that's so amazing.
I feel like that's what we talk about week in and week out is here's some stuff that your son or daughter might really have strong feelings about. If they value it, you should try to value it too and see what they like about it. I really want to try to do that with my own kids.
If you're a dad and you feel like you can't be there all the time, I think the thing that as men we can be, that we can control, is being reliable.
I don't think the Bible answers all questions. I think that
Yeah.
Bible answers the questions that we need to know.
Exactly. That's why I don't
that's
care.
good.
I'm like, you
That's
didn't
good.
tell me.
We have this God of like infinite creation. The possibility of wonder is exciting.
Olivia Rodrigo's new album soars to the top of the charts. More dads seem to be opting way into fatherhood, and Disclosure Day raises important questions about faith. Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm Evan Barber, and I'm here in the studio with every single member of the Axis Publishing team.
Wow.
We've got Jenna Mendel, Irene Tucker, Kate Watson, and CJ Fant.
I look like I'm in a separate room.
Yeah. Yeah, but he is here in this same room.
Imagine we put you in a different room.
We also have a jar of pineapples and Kool-Aid.
We were not going to mention it, and we were just going to let it be another character in the room.
We have to name the other person here, Irene.
The sixth member.
We are going to crack this
the
open at the
publishing
end
team.
of the podcast. If you don't know why, you will know why soon enough. And this will be a great opportunity to check out our YouTube channel as well. If you want to watch us, try not to spill this all over the carpet and rug.
Why are you
And
looking
ourselves.
Because you were just across from me. I don't specifically think you are most likely to spill it.
at me? All right.
All right, this week's song of the week is the new Taylor Swift song, which is called I Knew It, I Knew You, written for and featured in the movie Toy Story 5.
I remembered I loved you. Came back when it mattered. I saw you standing there in the light of the window, wearing that same smile. Man, it's been a while, but I knew it. I knew you. I knew it. I knew you.
After seeing an early screening of Toy Story 5, Taylor Swift came home and wrote a #1 song about it. And I Knew It, I Knew You marks her 15th #1 Billboard Hot 100 single. The song is written from the perspective of Jessie, the beloved cowgirl doll in the Toy Story franchise, about love that was lost and found again, with some harmonica thrown in too. And CJ was eager to point out some saxophone. There's been a lot of saxophone in music lately.
Saxophone
We
is
love
coming into
brass.
pop music.
What do you guys think about this song?
5 stars.
Why?
Great. Love it.
Why?
Well, we needed a win after Life of a Showgirl. I think we can all agree.
Mm.
And I think this song was a reminder of her writing capabilities and was refreshing that it wasn't graphic or explicit. It was just about like,
Yeah.
I also think what she's expressing in the song of like losing someone and then finding them again, like that feeling of loving someone, whether that's a friend or like a previous romantic partner, and seeing them unexpectedly and being reunited and like the feelings that come with that. And just a lot of like childhood nostalgia all baked in. I just think it was a really masterful song.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Swifties needed a win, so I was excited.
So
when
if
they
you
came out.
needed a win, what do you think, Irene? Do you agree?
I've already used it in a reel. I think it's precious.
That's about as high of an endorsement as you can give.
I don't even make reels. I've already,
You don't even-
I made one for this.
but I made one for this. I thought it was really sweet, and it's like a toy. You can tell it gives you that Toy Story
Right.
warm fuzzies.
She sounds like Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
Yeah. You got a friend in me? She sounds exactly the same as him,
I wouldn't
you know?
necessarily go there, but
That's the music associated with Toy Story. I don't know what to
They did
say.
perform
For
together.
sure.
Randy Newman gives you warm fuzzies as well.
Mhm.
You've got a friend in me is that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Not all of Randy
Mm-hmm.
Newman's
Not all.
music is that way. Yeah, the song, I probably would have gone to see Toy Story 5 either way, but the song actually made me pretty excited about going to see it, which I didn't
maybe
expect.
it should be your daughter's first movie.
Maybe.
Put your 2-year-old in front of a
Anti-tech movie.
screen.
Yeah, right.
So like,
That's-
you're gonna see her first movie, but we're gonna talk about the dangers
Yeah.
of screens.
That's
We're gonna
that'd
watch
be a
this
real-
conversation starter
big way
first.
to mess with her mind.
We're gonna watch a conversation.
Kate, anything you would add on this song?
It did restore some of my forlorn feeling over Taylor Swift's recent trajectory in
Mm.
terms of music making.
Yeah.
You know, it felt like a return to form for her. It has a lot of country influence. And there is something very meta about her writing a very country song tinged with nostalgia because
Mhm.
it seemed like nostalgia for her own past.
Yeah, right.
It felt very personal, even though it's, you know, a movie song. So
Mhm,
I enjoyed listening to it. I don't know if I feel like I would have been anxious to return to it or hit the theaters or something, but it felt like a relief.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, our team's been working on updating the Parents Guide to Taylor Swift, and that's one of the things that we kind of talk about in that thing. Is that really it was the country music genre that she was so beloved in first. So it is interesting to kind of see her going back
Totally.
to that in that way.
A lot of fans think this is like a hint in the direction of her re-recording debut. As you guys know, I feel like the whole world does, but just in case, she re-recorded all of her old albums, but then got the rights to them back. But fans still want her to re-record debut, and she never performed any of those songs in her official Eras Tour set. So there's like this like secrecy and like longing about them, I think. And there's been a lot. I mean, Taylor Swift fans find Easter eggs and like she wore brown, so it's gonna come out in October, like that kind of thing.
Right.
But
That's when the leaves turn brown.
exactly. Like, and she wore this 13 days ago, and if you divide that, it's like all that vibe.
13 is one
Right.
less than a fortnight. She's in Fortnite. Dude, I could do this all day.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's pretty good at it.
But this song, I can't remember the specifics, but I know that it's been on the country charts as well, and so I think this was kind of her like testing the waters a little bit with that,
Yeah.
and maybe seeing if that would be a good fit.
That's
for her
very
fans. But
interesting.
we could definitely use a re-recording of that. I would love that.
The debut album is just called Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's just referred to as debut by fans because it's
Interesting.
a little confusing.
Mm-hmm. Irene, you look like you're about to say something.
I'm just wondering how different it would feel with her being so mature in comparison
Totally.
to like what 14
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe. I mean I loved Taylor Swift's first album.
So good.
I-
Teardrops on
and
my
her
guitar.
hair- Oh my gosh,
The music video,
Tim McGraw too.
Picture to Burn.
Ugh,
Like, oh,
yeah,
all the best.
so good.
Yeah,
It might-
I was raised on that album.
Might be kind of weird for her as a 40-year-old woman writing
But
songs
that's what
about
I'm
She's
teen
saying,
not
like
boys.
40.
No,
I-
no, Evan, it wouldn't be weird for her.
You
She's
don't
been
think so?
training for
Shut
this her
that
whole
down.
life.
So, I
It's
mean,
kind of fair.
whatever age she is, like writing about teen boys. I don't
Well,
know.
you know what
It
I could
sounds
see.
a little strange
I could
to me.
see her doing is Taylor really works intentionally to interlace the details of her life with the way that her artwork is released and presented to the public. And I could see a tie-in where as she begins to her married life and maybe her family life, revisiting her beginnings and
Yeah.
representing that to
Exactly.
the world. It would feel like closing a loop for her, I think, possibly.
Wow.
But I say that as a latent Swiftie, not an
Latent.
active one.
Looking back so you can
Changed to be
move
active.
A
forward.
dormant or
Yeah.
latent.
Ooh, dormant's good. I like that better.
Mm.
Because
A-
when
a-
Red comes on,
I
I know your heart pitter patter.
You know what? Call me out. It's true.
Once again, the song is called I Knew It, I Knew You by Taylor Swift. Very popular right now. And if you go see Toy Story 5, you'll hear it somewhere in there, probably with one of the Jessie scenes. All right, first thing from the top three. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. On her new album, which is called You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, Olivia Rodrigo takes listeners on a journey through the rise and fall of an intense romantic relationship. In an interview with Apple Music, Olivia Rodrigo said this album is about the ands. You can be in a relationship and feel kind of miserable, or you can break up with this person and, have nice things to say about them. I feel like there's a lot to say about this album. We'll start with you, Jenna. What do you think about it? What stood out to you? What's important about it?
Not to be a broken record, but 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I love this album. I've had it on repeat since it came out. I think compared to her 2 previous albums, it's much more complex. And I think that quote from Apple Music really highlights that. she's not just doing her usual like angsty breakup song with some expletives thrown in there. This album included her first love song, which is really interesting. I mean, other albums allude to being in love, like Love is Embarrassing, but again, negative connotation attached to it. And what was really interesting, CJ and I were talking about this, like, we've kind of lost the art of listening through an album in the age of streaming. And it seems like a lot of albums aren't really telling a story anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Sabrina Carpenter's album, I can kind of pick around wherever, and it doesn't seem like thematically it's that different. But with this, you actually want to start with the first song because it's her talking about the giddy feelings of being on a first date and like being obsessed with somebody and like being infatuated with them. And then the song or the album ends with her alone, like dealing with the breakup and all the broken pieces of the relationship. But I feel like there's a song on this album for everyone, whatever stage you're in life. And I always say, as someone who has never gone through a breakup, I love breakup songs. And I feel like
what?
Yeah. Parker's my first boyfriend.
Her
It's a flex.
first love.
Oh,
Isn't that like super sweet?
I
Alright.
definitely had heartbreaks, but it was more like crushes or like situationships. It wasn't like a relationship.
off mic, you're
situation.
gonna have to fill me in. The
Yeah.
legend of Jenna grows. Anyway,
Yeah, that's my lore. But we can all relate to having fragmented relationships, whether that's like with family or friends. So I really enjoy breakup songs because I feel like they get at that and just like the brokenness we experience in relationships. And I really love this album because it didn't feel like she was talking about her ex in a negative way.
It wasn't like
at all.
it wasn't like a hit piece.
Exactly.
In the
It
way
wasn't
that-
like her taking the narrative and
Yeah.
being like, no, I'm right. Like she refers to, I mean, I probably should refer that part of the song actually. She calls herself a petty B word in one of the songs. So
Yeah.
like there's a level of self-awareness of
Yeah.
like, okay, like I'm not perfect in this relationship, whatever.
Which is, I think, a level of self-awareness that we like. I think these artists, like the individual, the human, they're definitely self-aware. But I think like Taylor Swift, I think especially Sabrina Carpenter recently have kind of made some of their like iconic stuff off of I'm going to go after my exes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
in
gonna
a-
ruin you. I'm
yeah.
gonna
And like
exactly.
especially Sabrina Carpenter recently, like it's almost all her entire music. And obviously they're probably pretty self-aware. They know what they're doing. It's not like I actually want to like get back at people. They're doing it because they realize it sells and people enjoy that
Maybe-
kind of
maybe both, though,
confrontational.
right?
It might be both, right? But I do appreciate that Olivia is giving a little bit more nuance to that conversation of like, yeah, sometimes you do break up with someone, but you're like, no, they're still a good person. I want them to be happy and successful, and
So I'm really struck by one of the things you said, Jenna, about this being one of, it feels like the only musical releases which is designed to be listened all the way through in album form. And it feels like it really works. Like it's not, I'm just curious if anybody has any thoughts about that. I mean, in an age when, you know, trending TikTok sounds are like, you got 15 seconds to do something. Like she's asking people to commit to a journey with this album.
Kate made a whole meatloaf while listening to this album.
An entire meatloaf, edible, might I add.
wait.
Even
I
better.
believe it.
So
Yeah.
Evan, you're saying that Iceman by Drake, if you listen to it front to back, it's not like a journey.
It's not telling you a story.
It's not.
I can't say that I tried.
I mean, I will say, just to kind of temper that, people do make albums like that.
Like people
But
are
they're-
still
100%.
making.
Yes, but it's not
the
maybe
pop
the popular.
girlies aren't doing
yes.
it. Maybe it should be a more clarifying piece. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of
not
people
saying
that
no
Yeah.
one makes albums like, but it
Yes, yeah.
feels like this is a very prominent release that is actually trying to get people. Now, obviously, you can always listen to a song. You can always take a smaller portion of that song. You can always do whatever you want.
that'll just happen naturally on
Yeah, I
TV
guess
stations.
my question is like, will people actually listen to it that way?
There were a lot of record stores that
Yeah.
did like listen throughs
Listen
at like
parties are
midnight. Listen parties
pretty
at midnight.
common.
Is that like
Yeah.
a common thing, or was
Yes.
that just I heard about it? 'cause
Every
of
Taylor
Olivia?
Swift album that comes out, there's 1,000 listen parties across. Like, and people do them in their own homes. They'll just
Yeah.
like gather their friends and listen to the songs and then talk about them and cry.
I always
and,
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, who was it? Was it Alex Warren who had a listening party in Chipotle?
that's
for
right.
his,
Yes.
No, really?
The iconic artist Alex Warren, who I
CJ's
only
favorite.
have
CJ's
deep
Yeah.
respect for.
Anyway, let's see. Kate, Irene, anything you guys want to add about this album? What stands out to you?
Well, I am a little older than most of Olivia Rodrigo's fans. And when I listened to her first two albums, I felt a deep sense of remembering what it was like to be that age. Lyrics like, "You didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor." She's delivering it so earnestly. It kind of reminded me of an angry poem you would write about someone who never even was your boyfriend, like
right.
while you watch the sunset over the
We need
playground on a
representation.
lonely fall day. But I enjoyed the music. But I almost felt like I was cosplaying as a teenager when I listened to it. Like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
But
Like watching from the outside. kind of.
yes, but this album, it has a lot of maturity in it. It's infused with references to the band The Cure.
Yeah, right.
Like throughout, I actually think that some of the rhythm was adjusted, but they did straight up have like bass lines from Cure songs that I recognized. It's also very Smashing Pumpkins influenced. And that's different to see rising to the top of the charts. And then on top of it, she has these lyrics that are sort of the opposite of what we've come to expect from these quote unquote pop girlies, where you're reading it and you're like, who is this about? And like the celebrity headline is the whole story. Like it really felt like she was trying to be opaque with that and like avoid that. And she wanted to make it about her experience of the relationship, not who it was with. So, I mean, the album isn't appropriate for younger teenagers, I would say. But actually, I don't even know how strongly I believe that, especially if you look up the clean version of the songs, it's fine.
Yeah.
I appreciated it. And like some said, I jammed out to it while I made a meatloaf, and I was like, this meatloaf is gonna work because of the
Gonna work.
soundtrack.
It's because of Olivia.
Yeah.
Something about The
That's
Cure
good.
that's interesting. So I was talking to Skylar, one of our junior researchers, Irene's daughter, and she was saying that Olivia's ex, is it Louis or Louis Partridge?
I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
Is that why she went to Versailles? Dude, it all connects.
Louis.
Louis.
This
Okay.
is
Because
it.
of Louis?
Yeah, listen. King of France, Louis.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Wow.
His favorite band is The Cure. And so now when he looks up The Cure,
Whoa.
her song comes up first.
Oh, no.
But I also think she's talked in many interviews about how she also loves The Cure. And so I think for her it was like a fun thing, but also kind of like poking at that like a little bit, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
Because
I
I didn't
like
realize
that.
that. She's a little more of an insider fan than me, so she knew the lore. I was like, oh.
One of the things I appreciate about this album is it gives a really three-dimensional view of relationships, which is not always what you will find in songs that trend very highly.
Totally. I just wanted to point out that 4 out of the 13 songs are marked as explicit on the album, which is less than her previous albums. And the swear words, while completely unnecessary, seem more logical on the album. In the past,
Yes.
it was kind of like...
Okay, yeah, it's almost like
Like a
she was like
meaningful-
swearing to sound mature,
Yeah,
but now
I think
she's
so.
like, I am mature and I don't always need to.
Yeah, she's using it
that's
more
very
as some...
Seasoning.
Some seasoning.
Some
a little
seasoning,
bit.
some spice.
Again, unnecessary, and stream the clean versions.
Yeah.
That's great. But it was refreshing because some of her previous albums, I was like, oof, that's a tough listen.
Yeah. I think that this album seems like potentially a way to discuss the role that relationships can or maybe should or shouldn't play in our lives. I'm curious, Jenna, is that a conversation that you think would be easy to get into off of some of these songs?
Yeah, definitely. I think naturally a lot of conversations could come from a variety of the songs because all of them touch on such different parts of a relationship, like the anxiety you experience in a relationship, the beginning, the excitement, being disillusioned. Like there's so many different things.
So off of some of that, what might be a conversation starter?
One question that Olivia was asked in her Apple Music interview was, what's your favorite love song? And I feel like that's such a fun question and an easy way to maybe get into this conversation without being like, I don't know. I think there could be a temptation of like, let's talk about the complexity of relationships. And it's like your teen might not want to do that. So, but your favorite love song, it's disconnect. It doesn't necessarily, you don't need to necessarily relate to it, if that makes sense. You can just like how it sounds or whatever. But then there's an opportunity to have a deeper conversation there.
All right, next up, Dad's Day. Millennial dads are spending a record-setting amount of time with their young children. Quoting from an article from the Washington Post, according to some estimates, the average time dads spend caring for their kids each day has quadrupled over the past 50 years. Their attitudes about parenting are also changing. Today, men are about as likely as mothers to say parenting is a key source of meaning and a central priority in their lives. Roughly 85% of fathers identify parenthood as one of the most important aspects of their identity. Now, I'm the only literal father in the room here, other than our producer, Jordan. Hi, Jordan. How we doing over there? Thumbs up is what he did from the corner. But I wanted to kick it to you, Kate, because you had an important take, I think, on which fathers specifically are actually able to spend this record-setting amount of time with their kids. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so something that I felt was interesting in the Washington Post article, which is written, I think, by Darby Saxby, who's a really smart family life culture writer, is that what this image we have of a hands-on dad might be a little bit outdated. I think that the guys who are able to really spend this record-setting amount of time with their kids, a lot of them either have jobs as, flexible schedule jobs like first responders, and some other occupations, but also jobs where you are highly educated and therefore able to work from home. I know that even in the time since I've been a mom, which has been 12 years, I've noticed more dads engaged in picking up their kids. I've noticed more dads at the playground. I've noticed a big shift in the way that dads expect to be invited in and sort of shoulder the load of primary caretaking. And I think that's so amazing. But then when I think about it from another angle, the truth is that that's a little bit of a privilege. And a lot of dads who work really hard and want to be present at everything, they simply cannot. So I do wonder about how this generation will experience that, if they'll even understand that. Oh, I see everybody else's dad shows up, but mine doesn't. Is it because of choices he made, or is it because of rejection of me? Or, what is that really about? And I think that that's going to be interesting to see play out, right? Like, how will the blame game be shifted? Because when you're a parent, it's really hard to win.
Do you feel like part of that is just sort of the part of the conversation about dads, that we maybe, I'm not saying this officially, but maybe we tend to undervalue how much dads work. And maybe if you have a job that requires you to be, maybe you're in construction or something like that, and it can be really long hours, then you come home and you're exhausted, and it's like, how much energy do I have to give to my 4-year-old or whatever? Like, I feel like part of it feels like at some point as a culture we decided, well, the dad who spends the most time with their kids is the best dad. And we maybe, which is not a bad thing to say, like, spend time with your kids, but how do we how do we shift that conversation to be like, but also we realize that a dad who works really hard is also being a good father, and that's an aspect of fatherhood that sometimes we try to put different, I feel like we just try to put different standards on it, that sometimes it's like we need to celebrate fathers who like want to provide for their family, and the way they do that is it requires them to work long days. Like, I mean, you even said like a first responder, or even let's just maybe say like you're working in a hospital, or you're a firefighter or whatever it is. Like, you might have these 72-hour shifts. And yes, you have a long time at home because of those long shifts, but then you're gone for a ton of that. And so, probably mom has to be really present with the kids during that time. And then you have this 24-hour period where you can't really do anything because you're recovering from working 72 hours. And so, yeah, my point is just like, I feel like the conversation kind of just maybe needs to shift away from, well, this is the only good way to be a dad. I don't know if I'm crazy in saying that.
I think that's really well put, CJ. And I would add to it, I do still want to celebrate the fact that dads who are present seem to feel a cultural pressure to opt all the way in, which wasn't always the case. I do feel like men are having conversations with each other about their goals as fathers, open conversations about how it affects their identity and their relationships, maybe in a way that didn't used to happen. Some of the additional data, if you read the Washington Post article, is that dads are kind of, or men are either choosing to opt all the way in as they can, or to not have children altogether, which I think is a reflection of how the responsibility is viewed. I do believe that deadbeat dads are getting chased out of respectable circles, maybe a little bit.
Right.
I don't know if that was ever really acceptable behavior, but it certainly seems to be looked down upon now in an exceptionally strong way. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
But I'm curious about, you used the phrase cultural pressure in there,
Mhm.
which strikes me as different from just more dads are just deciding as individuals, I'm going to show up. It's the way you're describing it, it sounds more like there's kind of more of an expectation now that you have to show up. Is that?
I think that's true. And I think maybe in addition to saying it's a cultural expectation, it's an economic necessity.
Mhm.
Because since so many women have careers of their own now that require a lot of time, if you don't have a partner who's expecting to bear that primary caretaking load, it's not feasible. You can't do it.
Mhm.
So it's not just the way we feel as a culture about it. I think it's also this pressing reality
Mhm.
where if you are a dad, you have to expect that some of your time will be probably spent supporting your wife's career aspirations, and that means taking care of the kids.
Mm.
And there's also less help, right? Like
Yeah.
moms have less help, so the dad's got to be the help.
Yeah. My wife this morning said that she had a dream last night that we had triplets, and we already have 2 kids. And I was just like, man, if that happened, we would really have to reconfigure some things, because we're out here just doing the family thing, the 2 of us, without extended family.
The Axis nanny share, the bi-coastal nanny share would
Yeah, we
finally
need to
come to
we need
bear.
to ramp that back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to speak to some of the economic pressures that you were talking about there. I mean, yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. You were kind of saying some mm-hms earlier when Kate was talking. Was there anything about that in particular that struck you?
I mean, I think you notice it even in a visual way, in a different way than I feel like even I've got kids in pretty vast ages, 21 and 6.
Vast.
It's vast, 2 generations. And like pulling up to the through the car park or whatever, dropping the kids off, you see dads holding hands and dads walking and laughing, and it feels like it used to be primarily moms doing stuff like that. And so I feel like it's very common now that the load is shared, and it's not like a good, like necessarily a good job, like dad, like there's just ownership of being a father.
Yeah.
I mean,
and mother.
to
and-
give
yeah.
like a concrete example, when my oldest, when I would drop him off at preschool, I can remember that it was almost all grandmas dropping off Eli.
Mm,
And now when I go to drop off, several out, like a long time later, Ellery, my 4-year-old, when I dropped her off this year, there was just as many dads as
Yeah.
moms doing drop off. And
Right.
I would say that they outnumbered the grandparents, which I feel like suggests that they're doing a lot of the daytime caretaking.
yeah.
And so then again, maybe the hypothetical behind the scenes on this is a lot of these dads maybe have a higher level of education, and therefore were able to get a job that had a level of flexibility built into it that enables them to go and do things like this more often, right?
You know what? I saw an image that I wish I had saved. It was the way we picture today's corporate dad versus the way he actually looks. Like we picture a dad in a business suit going to work and like getting things done, like a Don Draper guy. But we really should be picturing like a guy baby wearing in a playground while
Yeah.
he fields phone calls. Like that's a real
This guy's AirPods in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a carrier. Yeah.
yeah. That's like
so like accurate.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's really true economic freedom and flexibility. I think
Mhm.
at this time.
I mean, my husband will take our 6-year-old to showings. He does real estate, and he just comes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, and
There you
I
go.
feel like people are even more accepting of,
That's a whole other conversation of like where are kids accepted, And I feel like it's like it's shifted in weird ways, and there's lots of conversations around that
Yeah.
as well. But
Mm.
Evan, I was just going to ask you because like you're in this right now,
Mhm.
and you are for maybe it's scary, maybe it's not. Like you're kind of deciding the type of dad that you are. Do you feel this pressure to be like really, really engaged, maybe more than your dad was? I don't know, right?
Mm.
Because I can only think about my own dad, and everyone in this room has met my father,
Yeah.
who I deeply love and respect. Worked 9 to 5, had a career in the Air Force. The thing I think about, and maybe I don't want to influence your answer, but
Yeah.
the thing I think about is like, man, the thing that I desire for dads to be is reliable.
Hmm.
And it's not saying that moms aren't reliable. My mother was very reliable, but my dad wasn't present because he's working, and I was homeschooled, so I stayed at home a lot. So it was a lot of my mom, a lot of face-to-face with my mom and my siblings. And then my dad would come home, but he was always reliable. He would always be consistent. and show up when he said he was going to show up.
Mm.
And so like he was a firm, like I'm just going to list a song that we sing in church, but he was like a firm foundation for the family, right? Like obviously the song we sing in church is about God, but you get what I'm saying though, right?
Your
like,
dad wasn't a theological foundation.
Yes, he was a foundation for a
relational
family.
foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like he always showed up to my sporting events when he said he
Yeah.
would be there.
Mhm.
And there were times that work pulled him away from that. It actually wasn't that common though. And I
Mhm.
know he prioritized those things.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, yeah, maybe as an encouragement is if you're a dad and you feel like you can't be there all the time, I think the thing that as men we can be, that we can control is being reliable.
Like I'll be there when I say I will.
Yes.
Like the time that you're spending is
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That you are
Mhm.
there, you're present.
Yeah, or even
Right?
just like you're consistent. So like,
Yeah.
for example, this is very specific and, you know, all of my examples revolve around sports maybe because that was the way I connected with my dad. But like I took Taekwondo for a season and my mom never took me to a Taekwondo class. It was always my dad who drove me to a Taekwondo class. And to the point where there was a time, we were living in Texas at the time, we had to drive 45 minutes to Taekwondo on Saturday morning. And he would get in the car with me and we would drive every Saturday morning. I'm imagining that now. I'm like, Saturday mornings are like when you work all week. Saturday mornings are like, oh, drink some coffee, like kind of chill. But he would wake up and drive his 8-year-old son to a random town in Texas. And there was a time where work interfered with that. And I had to get up and leave my Taekwondo class. But that was like, even as a kid, I understood this is an exception to the rule. And I'm actually supporting my dad by being okay with like, I have to get in the car because you have to go respond to an emergency that's happening right now.
Mhm, mhm.
I asked you a question, Evan, and I just talked for like 10 minutes. So
What was your question?
your
again?
question, like as you are deciding how you want to father your 2 children, maybe 5.
Yeah, I was about to say your 2
Yeah,
children and your
right.
triplets.
Maybe that's a prophetic dream. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Uh,
Time will tell.
we'll hold it with open hands.
Yeah, right.
But when you're deciding what type of father you want to be, what is like a priority that you feel like you have?
Man, that's such a great question.
Jordan, if you want to answer this question, I can hand you the mic.
I feel like I'm still trying to think that through, you know?
Is there something that your dad did that you are like, I would like to continue this? Your dad who has appeared on this podcast before.
He's appeared on this podcast. Yeah. I think particularly of my dad as being someone who really modeled really strong financial literacy and habits. That was a long journey and story for him. That's something I definitely want to pass on.
Which is important. Like, I think we sometimes value like, oh, the emotional, but like that's actually so important.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know a lot of young people who are like, I don't know how to deal with money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. I think that's one of the things I want to pass on. I want to care about what my kids care about. I feel like that's what we talk about week in and week out is here's some stuff that your son or daughter might really have strong feelings about. If they value it, you should try to value it too and see what they like about it. I really want to try to do that with my own kids, whatever it is. The joke is that both of our kids are probably going to be incredible athletes and my wife and I are not going to have a clue like
You'll have
how
Uncle
to even
CJ.
talk
teach
about some
you.
of that
Put
stuff.
me in.
It'll be fine.
We'll bring CJ in.
There's a handful of sports I know things about. The other ones,
Yeah.
if she's really good at volleyball, I'm like, I don't know.
She's all in on croquet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As
Is that a
someone,
sport?
Polo.
I have something to say.
Let's hear it, Jenna.
As someone who's nor a father or a nor mother.
Nor a
Sorry.
father, neither a mother.
No,
Nary
you.
a child in sight.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
I love listening to this conversation as someone who's not a parent but hopes to be one day. And something I've noticed with my generation is that we take parenthood very seriously. Like I was making a joke with Kate and Irene yesterday because I'm 24. I'm like, I beat teen pregnancy, but like it feels like I haven't. Like if I was pregnant next month, I'd be like, am I allowed? Like I don't know. Like, which is so funny because by my age, all the women in my family had 1 to 2 children. But so it's very normal. But for my generation, people take it so seriously and people will make videos. There was a trend on TikTok a couple months ago of like, what's something your parent did that was like amazing for you growing up? And some people would share things in the comments were like, oh my gosh, like I never had this. And then there would be a mix of other people commenting nice things. Or people will make content about like mental health and be like, it's because of my mom that like I have this diagnosis or whatever. And the comments are like, this is why I'm not having kids. Like I can't imagine I think there's so much pressure, especially with being in such a therapeutic culture that like we understand family of origin and that like your parents have the best chance at forming a secure attachment and like helping you succeed and thrive in relationships. I think because we have all that information, it kind of paralyzes us and we're really stressed about it. And I think that there's a lot of conversations about like mental load when it comes to parenting now with mothers and fathers. And so there's more pressure socially. Yeah, I mean, socially. I was trying to say like societally.
Either way, both
Whatever.
work.
It's fine.
To
You
your
get what I mean.
to your comment, Jenna, I also feel like sometimes with, 20-somethings, the thing I struggle with is I feel like the internet is it like takes all of the air away from grace in parenting.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Interesting.
And I feel like
Yep.
that's especially true for dads, where you'll see a dad who's like being a dad and maybe he does something, and then all the comment like does something that's maybe a little bit, faux pas, or like for example, I see videos online of dads like chucking their kid onto a bed and then picking them, and the kids are laughing, and then they chuck them on the bed again. And it's like,
people
this
are
is
like,
like,
you don't care about brain damage.
and this is a common way
Yeah.
that dads connect with their kids. Like there's science around like roughhousing and how that actually bonds you really quickly with someone. Like it's like dopamine, oxytocin, all of that stuff. Like it's actually very powerful. But people are like, oh, that's not the way to play with kids. And you look at the comments and it's just judgment.
Mhm.
But even for that, so you hear that, and I would say those dads are not making a mistake. Like I have nieces and nephews, like the easiest way for me to engage with them sometimes is just to like kind of grab them and like
Shove them.
we'll dump you on the couch or something like that, and they're laughing and giggling, and so
That's not what he's saying.
so that's not even just push them over.
CJ walks across and just shoves his nephew and just keeps going.
I mean, some nephews
Bonding.
think that's very funny, right? Like there are some young
Like I
little
wasn't trying to make
boys.
this point.
No, but I am saying.
I know
but-
what you mean, the
but-
perfectionism
But here's
point.
what I'm saying though: when a dad does make a genuine mistake, suddenly all of that is like, there's no grace for that. Like
Yes,
no
totally.
parent is perfect.
Yeah.
Like there's no mom that's
Man,
perfect.
Yeah.
There's
There's
no
so much mom guilt online. It's
Yeah.
like, are you sleep training? You're not. Oh, so
Yeah.
you hate your baby?
You
Like,
let your
it's like,
kids sleep in the
yeah.
bed with you?
Yeah, it's
That's
all-
horrible, And then it's like, but this is what is getting us through a night without my kids screaming their head off,
And I think so much grace even
Yeah.
comes with age. I feel like per decade.
Yeah.
In my 30s, I wrapped my mind around the things that my parents and my father had to go through to raise me.
Yeah.
And it changed everything about our relationship. And I accepted so much more and understood so much more. And I think you're right. The internet can kind of blur, like, I don't know, maybe make you cling on even to resentment. Like, yeah, my dad
Yeah.
Mhm.
didn't
Wow.
do that or
Okay,
whatever,
though. I feel then like, if an entire generation opts out largely from parenthood, they're also opting out of the possibility of a redemptive arc for their own parents, because now they
Yeah.
really will never understand.
Right.
Like
Oh,
they'll
wow.
never come to that moment of, wow, mom was going through that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's very
Totally. And it's making like the barrier of entry. Like it's so much more difficult if it's like, this is what it means to be a parent, is like doing it all perfectly.
Yeah.
And these are the standards for being a good mom and being a good dad. And again, like you're saying, Kate, it's great that we're like not wanting to normalize and accept just a completely absent parent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels almost like now for my generation, it's like, okay, you have your kids, like their entire psychology. It's like you're holding it in their hands. Like you better figure everything out before you have kids. You
Yeah,
better be in
right.
the perfect place. Like I think finances are something often cited, which I think is very true because the world is so darn expensive right now. But I think a lot of it's just fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if I was going to start a conversation with my kids this weekend about their dad, which I will, I'm going to invite them to share with me some of their most valuable moments spent with my husband. I am really grateful for how dedicated my husband is, but I'm also really grateful for his commitment to helping my kids understand that life is real, right? Like as their mom, I think sometimes I get carried away trying to create a perfect environment.
Mhm.
I put so much pressure on them to never have to experience hardship, and my husband is somehow feels free from this obligation.
Mhm.
And that's like a big contribution, I think, to their formation. And I do feel like the moments that my kids pick out will probably not be moments he would have expected.
Mhm.
They're probably not, the 15 hours that he spent doing XYZ. They're probably the small things like the half hour he fit in playing a video game after a long shift.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I really like that setup of if the mom can maybe ask
Yeah.
that question as opposed to the dad being like,
What you
are
like
your
about me?"
favorite
Hey.
memories of me? You know, I feel like that's good.
How good am I at Helldivers?
We'll have Frank on the podcast for that.
Hey, I'm Bree. I just wanted to pop in and say that today's episode is made possible thanks to The Table. That's our amazing community of monthly givers who make sure that Access resources stay free for families everywhere. So if your family's been impacted by what Access does and you want to pass that on to other families, I'd love to invite you to join us at The Table. Head to www.access.org/The Table and join us today.
All right, final thing this week, Alienated. The new action-adventure movie Disclosure Day from Steven Spielberg explores how humanity might react if the government admitted it had been covering up alien encounters. The film also raises some key questions about how genuine alien disclosure might shape the nature of faith in the modern world. I'll start with you, Irene. What stood out to you about this movie?
I loved it. A Spielberg, John Williams score together is just perfection to me. Like that is cinema. And it was fun because we all got to go see it. Our group went in 2 groups, and that was really enjoyable for me. Something I really like about movies is going with the people you love. And I thought it was fun because Spielberg wrote this in 2022 when all that stuff was coming out about the pilots having encounters with the unhuman kind. He was inspired.
So some people thought, right? There
right,
wasn't.
right.
It's all kind of
Unsubstantiated.
Unsubstantiated.
Yeah.
So I love his buoyness of creating a script and a story from something like that. I thought it was really well done. I love all the emotions that it inspired and the questions about I personally, now who knows if this will stir the pot, but I don't think
Watch
the pot of
to
pineapples.
See if it gets stirred.
I don't know if you can see in the shot.
For those who are listening, we have a jar of Kool-Aid with pineapple.
Yeah. The one I announced at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. Oh. Well, maybe they weren't paying attention.
And
maybe they were being a good attentive
It's
parent
good
at
to
that part of the
remind.
Maybe they were
episode, and they
talking
didn't
to
know.
their son or daughter about how much they love them.
It's good to remind people,
Yeah.
All right.
This is the last time we
I'm
brought
sorry.
food to the
Wait,
podcast.
though.
It was just so
Come on, what was your take?
Sorry,
You were
sorry,
about
sorry.
to go.
My gosh, what
That was
was
going
I
to
gonna
upset us. Stir the pot.
Stir the pot.
Aliens or no
Oh.
aliens?
Okay. I don't think the idea of aliens collapses the concept of Christianity. I think there are. I know.
Yeah.
I need to re-up.
Does
Wow,
anybody disagree
that
with that?
pot's stirred.
Dude, neither did C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
I think we are a distinctly pro-alien team. I've polled our team before. There are some in this room who are wrong,
CJ,
but most
dissenting.
of us are correct.
But one of us literally doesn't care.
Which one is that, Jenna?
No, everyone has
Careful,
their
they're listening.
everyone has their theological issues
That's
that
good.
they just don't care about.
That's
This
fair.
is one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a,
That's very fair.
And I think
Yeah.
there's,
So to be clear, it's you who doesn't care.
to be
She's-
clear, I'm
There-
an alien.
there's one
Guys,
that
it's-
doesn't
it's
care and
disclosure
one
day
that
for
doesn't
Jenna.
believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So-
Jenna is now disclosing that
Yeah.
she doesn't really care about this theological concept.
No, because
Mm.
everyone has their secondary theological concepts that they're interested in and fray things. They're like, what if blah, blah, blah. God made the universe so vast and big, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something else. But it's also based on my theology, I don't think they would have souls or anything.
Get 'em.
So, so then
There's
I'm
not
She's-
enough time on
she's
the
starting
clock
the
to
pot.
have this
Yeah, the
conversation.
pot is last.
So anyway,
Pot
I just want
stirred.
to represent the
Right.
listeners.
You stirred the pot.
I'm just representing the listeners that don't have a stake in this game. I see you.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Do you guys think that genuine alien disclosure would mess up people's faith, though? You say
Yes.
you don't care.
I do think
People
it
on
would.
the
I think it would, though.
Okay.
I think it would.
Yeah.
Mess
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I think I don't think that the existence of aliens changes that we have a creator and that Jesus died
Yeah.
for our sins. I think that the possibility of aliens could mean, did aliens need salvation?
Mm.
And that salvation was cosmic?
Mm.
Don't know. That's crazy. Like, could be.
Mhm.
Who knows? Did maybe aliens are not fallen? Don't know. That's crazy. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a different kind of redemption that aliens needed. Who knows? I
Mhm,
think that the idea of wonder, I don't think the Bible answers all questions. I think that
Yeah.
Bible answers the questions that we need to know.
Exactly. That's why I don't
that's good.
care. I'm like, you
That's
didn't tell
good.
me.
And so I think that we have this God of
Yeah.
like infinite
Mm.
creation. The possibility of wonder is exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is one of the things I appreciated about the movie is I feel like it dignifies the complexity of the conversation.
Yes.
Mhm.
It doesn't do some sort of stupid like, well, if there's an alien, then how could there be a God, type of thing. It's
Yeah.
very, there's some people who express something like that in the movie, but it's complexified by later parts.
Yeah,
of the movie.
I'm spacing on his name, but the former YouTuber who directed Obsession. Does anyone know his name?
Curry Baker.
something.
Okay, Curry
Yeah.
Baker.
Or Barker.
I saw a quote recently that he was like, he just basically said, I think Hollywood has failed Gen Z because a lot of the movies that we grew up with were kind of just like entertainment slop. Like I think about like the Fast and Furious movies, which are fun. I'm not, but they're not
No,
Stir
like,
in the
mad.
pot.
yeah, they're
Wow.
not going to make you think
Yeah.
like a Disclosure Day was. And even then, like we had some conversations where I feel like it's hard for me to not compare this movie with Arrival.
Yeah.
The movie by Denis Villeneuve, and I appreciated Arrival more
Mhm.
because it went deeper into some of these kind
Yeah.
of conversations about how humanity would react.
Mhm.
Different take,
Yeah.
very scientific on the Arrival side, whereas Disclosure Day is much more like,
Arrival's very scientifically accurate.
yeah, that's yeah.
This is-
But the whole reason I'm saying that is mostly because I kind of had that in my brain when I went to the movie theater to watch this movie.
Yeah.
That like Hollywood has kind of failed to give us maybe more complex stories or to believe in the audience.
and you're saying
know?
this is an exception to that.
And I feel like what you were saying, that you felt like the movie was able to go into the nuance of the conversation
Yeah.
instead of just kind of like, oh yeah, but then we shot them with guns. Yeah, which is a fun movie. Independence Day is a fun
Right,
movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely,
yeah.
good bit of action adventure stuff in
Yes,
this movie too.
Oh yeah.
There's
Hold
a scene
on.
with the
I have to
train
give
that
a
apparently
visual
Evan
for the folks
really
watching.
appreciated.
I
Yeah.
look over.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
Jenna's sitting next to me. I'm sitting, and then Evan is sitting on the other side of me, and there's this intense scene
With the train.
involving a train.
Yeah.
And
Trains are
I
scary.
see Jenna looking over at me, and I'm like this. But then I look over at Evan, and he is like crawled into himself, like, and he made kind of a squealing sound
Oh,
of terror. And it
I don't
was
believe that. Evan.
everything
I would
to me.
never
I
squeal.
loved it.
I don't believe that you squealed.
not
This
once
feels
in my
like
life.
libel.
Yeah.
It's
Defamation of
libel.
character is happening right now.
Right.
It's such a valid response. It's such a stress-inducing movie.
Oh, yeah. And
I feel like I also just have a very low tolerance for that.
yeah.
Like when I watched it for the first time, I turned to my friend and I was like, I didn't have a moment of peace in this movie because it was like, oh my gosh, they survived this. Oh, now someone's chasing them in a car with a gun.
Yep.
Oh, now.
Very Spielbergian.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
beautiful.
The score was great. It was a really fun watch.
Those
Yeah.
French horns.
Yeah. Even if you don't have strong opinions on aliens, it's a good watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Irene, someone wants to start a conversation about aliens, Disclosure Day, and or maybe some of the interesting timing with the government releasing files. What question could they ask?
I mean, an easy one is, do you think aliens exist? I think that can spur all the conversations. But do you think aliens existing would collapse your faith?
Mm-hmm.
Ask that to your 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Do you think Jesus would die for aliens?
Oh, I like that. I like that question.
Whoa. Cosmic salvation?
Cosmic salvation, we love it. Thanks for tuning into the Roundtable this week. On your way out, here's a quick survey of some of the rest of the cultural landscape. Number 1, the United Kingdom has introduced a law to ban social media access for children under 16 in early 2027, which
It's already banned.
it's already banned, baby.
Done. Ahead of
This
its
would include
time.
access to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, and X. We'll see how that plays out. Number 2, the word overstimulated has become the most used therapy speak term for Gen Zers, often used as a shorthand for feeling overwhelmed. Number 3, malls, bowling alleys, skating rinks, theme parks, and even many stores are banning teens who aren't accompanied by an adult, pointing out concerns about fights, theft, and disruptive behavior, which all teens do, inevitably. All right, number 4, Lionel Messi scored 3 goals, which is called a hat trick in Argentina's World Cup opener, matching Miroslav Klose's record for the most goals in World Cup history. At 38 years old, Messi is playing in his 6th World Cup, and many consider him to be one of the greatest athletes of all time.
The GOAT.
And number 5, Kool-Aid soaked pineapple has become one of summer's biggest TikTok food trends, inspiring thousands of videos and viral memes. Which brings us to the big reveal here. Let's crack this thing open and see if it's worth anything.
I made this at 11 o'clock last night.
Nice.
Let's
All
give
right.
it
I
away.
would just like
Were you
to
jamming
say,
to Olivia while you
should've
made
been,
it?
I just want to add a 6 Borbo. Kate, in our writing, we cut the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks.
Shout out to the Knicks.
Shout out to the Knicks.
Shout out to the Knicks. My
Mm.
boy, my boy Jalen.
Yeah, we did.
Give it a whiff.
Well, don't put
Smells
your
pretty
nose
good.
in it.
I
I'm
didn't
about
put
to
it- I
drink
didn't put
It's
that much
pineapple
in
and
it.
Kool-Aid.
Put
I-
his whole schnoz in there, okay?
Okay.
It's
all
pineapple and Kool-Aid.
Here.
You know, like those are 2 good things the Lord has given us.
All right, guys, we're ready now.
Are we ready?
Let's all.
Here we go. We're about to
Thanks,
sample
Ian.
this thing. Let's do it. First sip. Eat it
Sip.
first.
We're eating.
Eat.
Because some people don't want to sip, but you and I are going to sip.
Just
I'll
like
sip it.
communion.
Yeah.
Eat first, then sip.
All right, here we go.
Thoughts?
Does this
It tastes like pineapple with a little bit of sugar on it.
Yeah.
A
Mouthfeel,
little
a
bit.
little soft, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
Listen, you got to talk about the
sugar.
mouthfeel.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
Feel-
You know,
I've
does that
eaten
send
versus
people to the
Evan.
hospital?
I can
I ate the
feel
whole
my
thing.
blood sugar
What did you do?
spiking.
just the top? I don't like pineapples.
Well, cheers to TikTok.
Actually, that's better.
Yeah.
The
no, it's
juice
pretty
is
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There is
It's
4
It's
cups
so
of
good.
sugar.
Yeah, that's why
Wow.
it's good.
In
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
It's
wow.
crazy.
That's why it's good.
Phenomenal.
Wait.
General review, it's pretty good. We'll have links in the show notes if you want to explore any of this further. For now, goodbye from all of us. From all of us.
From all of us.
We'll see you back here next week. Thanks so much for watching. This podcast is made possible because of our generous donor community, which is called The Table. To help us support more parents and other caring adults through culture translation, we'd love to invite you to check out The Table by clicking right here. Also, if you've been impacted by what we do, would you consider letting us know with a like, comment, and or subscription, as well as sharing this episode with someone who you think could benefit? Thanks for caring about having intentional conversations with the next generation.